what happened to the family? And the translator would said, this particular village has had so many lives of or generations of incest, and this is the result. And there is like kids everywhere, full of retardation and deformities and stuff. And I remember my heart sunk. And I remember the little girls running up to my wife and a couple of the sisters that were there, and they saw the veils, and they're like, we want that. And I remember the sisters giving them their veils, and we would be eating sandwiches behind it, and they didn't have it. And so we'd give up our lunches, and they would go eat our lunches, and our heart would say, my God. Then I found out that there was a young gal that was my translator, and she was interpreting for us and helping us. She was a young girl, 17 years old or so. Her name was Ildi, and they wanted to know how I preached and taught before I got there. And so they would take my CDs to her village, and they played on the computer, and they would feed the couple that was from our church, and as they were preparing. But the couple noticed, and they said, aren't you going to eat? And we're like, no, fine. They found out after the fact that they knew once a week they were coming, and for 2 days they would save all their food just so they can feed that couple, because they would not eat for 2 to 3 days as they would prepare for me to get there. I remember when I got to the village, and I was walking in the city, and the Lord would wake me up at 4 in the morning, and I'd get up and I'd walk outside the village where we were staying, and I would walk around, and people would look at me, and they would look at me strange, and they thought I was a gypsy, and so they didn't trust me, and they would treat me differently. And I remember getting it, and poverty really hit me when I went to a village and I began to preach, and a little boy grabbed me by the hand, and he said, come, and I went, and I followed him, and the interpreter went with me, and I said, where is he taking me? He wants to show you something. He took me to the restroom. I said, and he's all excited. I said, what's the big deal? Nobody else in the village has a restroom. And then the Lord began to speak to my heart. Say, you think you got it bad? You think not having a house that you want to live in, not having a swimming pool, not driving a car, amen, is bad? Look at what they have. Look at what you have. Look at the difference in it. And God was testing me, and God was trying me, and God was pulling me. When I got home, amen, God healed me, and God delivered me from the insomnia. God delivered my heart. But I got home, and I pulled my family together, and I sat down, and I began to weep, and I cried, and I said, look it, guys, look it. I have to tell you something, and it's serious. I have to tell you, we got to give up the house. I can't afford it anymore. I haven't been able to make the payments. Amen. We can't live here anymore. Amen. And I'll never forget, my son Ezekiel stood up and he said, Dad, don't worry about it. We need to change anyways, Dad. We need to change anyways. My heart fell, and I began to cry. And I remember, amen, that the Lord was just there, and He was letting me know, it's okay, it's okay. Within 30 days, we had to be out of the house. But in that time, God opened up a home, and it was less, and it was where I would find my solitude and my peace. God took me to a place in the country, in a town called Santa Paula, and I would live there for the next 3 to 4 years, and God would take and provide my needs. And let me tell you, my faith was on trial, but because of that time, I can tell you, God was able to get me to endure, amen, and know that He was with me. But I never knew what was inside of me. I would have never known how much my love for God was stronger than ever before. It's unless I went through that trial, unless I had to depend totally on God. And I feel tonight that some of you are in that same place. You're questioning God. Maybe you're angry at God. Maybe you're blaming Him for things. But God's saying, I want to see how much you love me. Do you love me more than that problem? Do you love me more than your circumstance? Do you love me more? Do you love me more? Will you stand with me through the good times and the bad times? Will you stand for me and give up what is most important to you? We want to talk about walking in faith and doing miracles.